My brothers and sisters, we are on number 55 out of 117 scriptures in the Old Testament that every person should know. Our journey takes us to Psalms that were used during the Passover. These Psalms are actually called the Hallel Psalms. You can find them in Psalm 113, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 136. So 113 to 118 and 136. Those are the Hallel Psalms. And they were especially used during the celebration of the Passover. And so today we're going to look at Psalm number 116. And imagine this psalm being prepared during the Passover when Jesus celebrated the Passover with his disciples. So let's go to Psalm 116 and let's look at verse number 12. You ready? Here we go. What shall I render to the Lord for all of his bounty to me? I will lift up the cup of salvation and call on the name of the Lord. I will pay my vows to the Lord in the presence of all his people. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his faithful. O Lord, I am thy servant. I am thy servant, the son of thy handmaid. Thou hast loosed my bonds. I will offer to thee the sacrifice of thanksgiving and call on the name of the Lord. And so there's two parts in this psalm that I want to really emphasize. The psalmist is saying, what can I give God? And he first says, I will lift up the cup of salvation and call on the name of the Lord. This cup of salvation would have been the third cup during the Passover celebration. And it's interesting that it appears that Jesus took exactly that third cup, which is called the cup of salvation. And he said, this is the blood of the new and eternal covenant. In the second part of the psalm, it repeats a phrase. It says, I will offer to the Lord a sacrifice of thanksgiving and call on the name of the Lord. And this is important as well, because as Christians, what do we refer to the Eucharist as? Well, the Eucharist, the word Eucharist essentially means thanksgiving. In the Old Testament, there was an actual sacrifice of thanksgiving. Like a peace offering, it was an offering that you could eat a portion of. And among some rabbis, they even believed that all sacrifices would one day cease, but only one sacrifice would not cease, the sacrifice of thanksgiving. And so every time that we come to Mass and we celebrate the Holy Eucharist, and we consider the Passover that Jesus celebrated with his disciples, the Hallel Psalms, which he would have recited with them. And in a special way, we look at Psalm 116 and we consider, lifting up the cup of salvation and calling on the name of the Lord, offering a sacrifice of thanksgiving. And as we celebrate the Eucharist, we realize that all that this psalm anticipated, we celebrate every time we come to celebrate the Holy Eucharist.